Radylina, my wife, I have to leave you. Why? Where are you going? The guy told me to leave you. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Rizal4 here. Today I am back to cover Crossing Interdimensional Thoughts, Rorowa, featuring Chronoscommand. That guy across the street, he's back. I will link the Chronoscommand video links in the description, so don't worry, that video has already been done by the time you are seeing this video. So goodbye, go back to bottom deck. Today we are here to talk about Rorowa and how Rorowa got a whole new deck because they are ending Cray Cross Epic, and so, you know, yeah, they just decided to do that. Thank you, Kidani, for not giving Eva a new deck, because if Eva got a new deck, I don't think I would be able to play Vanguard in 2025. But today I have someone else who's also a somewhat fan of Hong Kong Rorowa. Today we have Vader Fall.
I love Inlet Boss. It's my favorite card.
You do?
I love Inlet Boss.
Okay.
It's my favorite generic.
So today, let's talk about Rorowa. Despite them giving him a whole new deck, they kept his right line the same, so no idea why. Okay, let's get into the right deck then.
Okay, so I think you've seen this in every Leonon deck profile before, so I'm just gonna do Bioroid, Youth, Rorowa. He just draws for going second. There we have Evoke is the picture is like something about waking up Rorowa. So
this
when
is waking up 3,000 years later.
Yeah, so when you write on top of the grade 0 Rorowa, you call a plant token to your center back row record circle, so you can only call it your center back row.
Yep.
Yeah, so please don't rush out, you can call it center back. Then you have the world 3,000 years later row,
Yay!
So that one, so the world 3,000 years later row says that you can retire one of your rear guards when displayed on the Vanguard circle to call 2 plant tokens.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Wow, so you can make a column. But you can call them anywhere, so you can call it a 2 booster, you can call it that, so it doesn't matter. Then you have Crossing Interdimensional Thoughts Rorowa, which is the one of 3 new cards that this deck got, and one of the 3 we are not playing in this deck because it's bad. So Crossing Interdimensional Thoughts Rorowa is a complete reinvention of how Rorowa has played, because neither is he for once precious things, nor is he a finisher like Viridescent Flash. You can't even play Viridescent Flash together with him.
Yeah, so that's something we should probably just disclaim that you can't actually play the cross-right Viridescent Flash Rorowa in this deck, because it requires you to come from the original for once precious thing Rorowa, and that's not him. So yeah. Okay, just so we're clear. Yeah, carry on. Tell us what it does.
So for Crossing Interdimensional Thoughts Rorowa is first continuous ability is that if your opponent is grade 3, yeah, so it's already worse, because you know Rorowa has always been a deck that just doesn't care what your opponent does. You just swing plant token, 2 crit.
Yeah.
Now you have to wait for your opponent to be grade 3. They graciously let them ride up, then you can get the full effect. So his full effect is the Resolute Pale Eyes. So it's basically exactly the same as the order.
That is not the order.
No, that's the order. So then the order that we've been playing ever since 2022, which is that all your plant tokens get 5,000 power, except instead of it just being the back row, now it's all of your token units get 5k.
Including Momokke.
No, I mean Momokke was always able to get a 5k. Now it's just now it's even your front row tokens will get a 5k. So it's really good, but it's not say revolutionary. Like if you're making us give up last 2 years of card design space for Rorowa, at least give us something good. I mean, they did give us something good, which is the Act ability. So the Act skill is a huge upgrade from for one special thing Rorowa, which is Energy Blast 3, and draw 1. Yeah, so draw a card. Pretty good. Then you call 2 plant tokens, so you only get to call 2. And you might be thinking, oh my god, call 2, then how are we gonna eat 3? Okay, well they solved that problem for us in a very convoluted but also not bad way. Then his third ability is the reason why this GR is in this background is art, which is act once per turn. You may choose a unit with the glitter ability from your soul or rear guard circle and put it to the bottom of your deck to choose one of the and you perform one of the following depending on the name of the glitter unit. If the glitter unit that you send back was Rorowa, i.e. your right line, so you send it to the bottom, then it goes back to the right.
Or just more copies of himself.
Yeah, or himself. You know, if you have spare persona right, you want to beat with that you don't feel like beating with, you can just you do that for something else. So if you send Rorowa back to the right deck, send Rorowa back to the deck. You choose out your opponent's rear guards and put it at the bottom deck. Glimmer Breath Dragon, that's where you want. Oh my god, I love Steam Fighter Ember. Amazing. Everyone can be an Ember clone.
Yes,
Ember became a Bioroid. That's crazy.
That is some deep Cray Cross epic lore.
Then, if you send Radylina, because Radylina is also a glitter, you send Radylina back for this cost, then you choose a unit with grade -1 of the unit that you send back and call it. You choose any unit in your deck that is grade -1 to the unit that you put to the deck and call into Regal Circle.
So basically, you swap the big Radylina in your draw into the smaller Radylina.
Yeah. So you think about it as it's split Pegasus, but instead of it being one unit becomes 2 units, it's just 1 unit becomes 1 unit.
From 1 unit draw.
It's
right?
just no, as in like it's one, as in like it just preserves just a 1-for-1. Because split Pegasus is the exact same. Is you take 1 unit, put it back to the deck.
So it sends the Radylina from the rear guard back to the deck.
Yes.
And then it turns her back.
It calls another Radylina.
Okay,
yes.
that's pretty fair, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, then the second ability is that's basically it at that point. So Rorowa is pretty good. I wouldn't really say it's a huge upgrade. Like this guy is like actually such a polarizing deck in general because he doesn't really do anything similar to the old Rorowa. All of his almost everything feels really really different. And he doesn't even get the draw that Viridescent Flash got when he used to retire the blood tokens. But, he still has the defensive ability, which is the only life if your opponent is grade 3, which, once your opponent rises to grade 3, then, you'll be active. That you can sack a blood token to give him 5k for a battle, then that's
it.
I mean, it's the same, but it's really it's really weird that, they worded it so weirdly that your opponent has to be grade 3. Like.
Moving on to our grade 3s. Our grade 3s, we play 4 copies of this new Rorowa. We play 1 copy of the Fire Regalis. Yes, it's our Regalis piece. Yes. Obviously. Yeah. We play 3 copies of this is
Resolute Pair
of Eyes, and then 4 copies of the bigger Radylina.
I think it's very fitting that Rorowa is the one playing the Fire Regalis.
So Rorowa, we've already covered. It's a deck that obviously you want to see Persona, right? So it's good to play. And like we said, you can send back other copies of Rorowa back to the deck. So why not? Other cards we would like to talk about, the Fire Regalis. I've already discussed the Fire Regalis in full. Links in the description below to the explained video. So I advise you to please check that out. There's a reason why I released that video earlier. And next up we have this is the Big Radylina. What does it do?
So Big Radylina, as we explained in all the other Rorowa deck profiles, is a rear guard raging form dragon. So Rearguard Circle, the non-glitter ability is that at the start of your main phase, if this card is on the Rearguard Circle, you get to call a Momokke token for free. This is pretty good. You get to call a free card that can attack from the back row. Then Momokke and Radylina's effect is that at the end of the battle, a Radylina named unit has attacked on the Rearguard Circle. If this card is in your hand and your Vanguard is a Rorowa, the glitter ability, you can retire the Radylina and the Momokke. They are both in the same column to call this Radylina from your hand to the Rearguard Circle, and it gains
all the power
of the Momokke token that the Momokke token had when it was retired.
So Radylina, Big Radylina can work on herself, right?
Yeah, she can work on herself.
She can work on herself.
Because she copies the Momokke power, yeah.
Right. So you could either just sack a Big Radylina or a small Radylina to just use the Big Radylina in your hand to jump scare people with a superior rearguard call, and then you beat the opponent. Death.
I mean, it's to help the ceiling of the deck, especially because all of our token units gain plus 5k naturally from Interdimensional Rorowa. So that does help with the scaling of this Radylina a lot more. Then for Resolute Pair of Eyes has been here since the dawn of mankind. It's been here since 2022. It's been a really really consistent way to fetch Radylina. I mean, obviously it's not as live or die. You don't live or die by seeing it these days because your Interdimensional Rorowa can just find it, can just take your grade 3 Radylina and turn it into a grade 2. But it's very convoluted. Whereas you can just have a direct search for the Radylina. Let's say that you're missing the 3, you can get. You just say you're missing the 3, you can find the 3. You're missing the 2, you get the 2.
Yeah.
So and also it helps with the scaling because it gives all your back row token units plus 5k.
Such an interesting design.
Yeah, it's a set order, so it's very interesting for Stoicheia in general.
Judgment Maelstrom! Yay!
So tired.
Okay, moving on to our grade 2s.
Tired, Judgment Maelstrom.
Our grade 2s, we have Rorowa, again, 1 copy of Hakusei, 3 copies of the brand new Momokke unit, 4 copies of Friendly Broccoli, 4 copies of Rumble Brave Shooter, and then 4 copies of the regular size Radylina.
Yeah, so I think we'll just go through all the regular ones first. So the reason why we're playing C Rumble is because if you haven't noticed, our Vanguard is EV3. You can't use to Energy Blast 3 every turn, so you'll never break the
energy curve,
the 9 energy, which means you're better off playing at least only one other card in the entire deck that uses energy, so that you actually can hit the break point that you can maximize the use of energy. Which is why we're playing
6 to 3. will make sure that you can just keep spamming that. Then you have 3 energy access, so you can use C Rumble. Or if you go second, you have 9 energy, 9 to 6. You have 2 uses for C Rumble.
Yeah. And C Rumble obviously is really good in every Stoicheia deck because it's just revival. It just lets you add cards back to your hand. You can add your set order. You can add back your Radylina. You can add back your Hakusei. Anything that you ditched early, you can just add it back.
Just that easy.
Yeah. So C Rumble is pretty good. Now, of course, the friendly Momokke.
Oh yes, my favorite. It's Vibatsuka, the Overflyer. When placed on the rearguard circle from hand, if you have a plant token, your rearguard CV1 draw 1. And if you have plant tokens in your rearguard circles, this unit gains 5,000 power. Token units, 5,000 power, 5,000 shield. So obviously in a deck that needs a lot of plant tokens, this guy is insanely good. So he's a CB1 draw 1, he's a grade 2 gamer, he's a 15k beater, he's a 10k shield, he's everything you want. So any deck that involves plant tokens in Stoicheia in any capacity, this should be a 4-off. Unless you're Leonon, then you have way better cards to play. Because Leonon, I love Leonon.
Okay, you have Hakusei. So Hakusei is just a one-off here because you actually draw a surprising number of cards in this deck now. Even though despite me saying that he doesn't have the defensive draw skill that Iridescent Flash has, but he just draws more offensively. So Hakusei will help in increasing the ceiling even further than just for one special things for the Resolute Pair of Eyes because his skill is that when placed from hand outside of your battle phase, you counterblast 1 and you activate either one of the following. You get yourself a plant token for free, and then you activate and then you counterblast 1 to activate either. You give either or any unit placed by card ability this turn gains plus 5,000 power, or if you have 4 or more rear guards, you give your Vanguard 10k. Yeah, and so because anything that's caught by card ability means that Interdimensional Rorowa calls the Radylina by card ability. The Momokke is also cut by card ability. And your grade 3 Radylina is also cut by card ability. So Hakusei will basically scale on all of them. So if you need to kill that turn, Hakusei definitely can give you the power that you need. You can basically scale all the way to like 68k Rorowa without 68k Radylina without that many triggers.
So why do you only play 1?
No, because it's a dead card. Because this deck, in the end of the day, is still a combo deck. So you still need all your pieces. If it's a high roll ceiling card, you probably if you draw, you draw it. If you don't draw it, it doesn't really matter.
Right. Okay. Who's next?
And then we have the new Momokke, which is a normal unit inside of your main deck. What is shocker? They are bricking our deck with more useless cards.
Don't say that.
Okay, so the new Momokke is supposed to act as a upgraded version of the old Momokke.
Who was a token?
Yes, but so now he's a unit card. So the new Momokke states that this card cannot be called to rearguard circle under any circumstances unless by its own ability, which means you cannot free it from prison, you cannot free it from any other zone, you cannot call it from your hand, you only can call it from its own ability.
So you can't even call it to Guardian Circle?
You can call it to Guardian Circle.
Oh, okay.
But it's just only to rearguard circle you cannot call it by anything that's not its own card ability.
Oh.
So what is his card ability? So his card ability is act. If you have a Momokke token on the field already, which means that you spawned it from Radylina, you retire it, and then you 1-to-1 replace it with the new Momokke. So it's really good because you replace a 5k dude with a 10k dude, and its other ability is that when it's placed on rearguard circle, you may retire one of your own rearguards to retire one of your opponent's rearguards.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a pocket Dragonic Burnout for one unit. Yeah. So basically, you retire one of your own, which is gonna probably be a plant token. You retire one of your opponent's rearguards. So goodbye, Gabelius. See you next turn.
Oh damn! That's
then
really good.
His glitter ability when he's partnered together with Rorowa is obviously the same skill that it's obviously the same skill that the original Momokke has, which is the ability to attack her the back row, but instead of it requiring sustenance because it doesn't have to actually eat any more rearguards. The old Momokke used to have to eat all your plant tokens to gain the power. Now now that Momokke is all grown up, he can just gain the power on his own. So if you have a Radylina in the same column as him and your Vanguard is a Rorowa, he can attack from the back row, and if your opponent is grade 3 or greater, he gains 10k.
Oh,
So you're seeing a pattern that a lot of the effects are being locked behind your opponent being grade 3. In a rush deck for some reason.
I guess you just rush with the plant tokens first, right? Then you swap the combo pieces.
Oh yeah, and then so I forgot to mention his act ability. It works both in hand as well as in the drop zone. So he's a very good early discard target. So you can just ditch him early on And then when you have reached grade 3, because you can only activate his skill when you're on a grade 3 Vanguard, you can do the 1-for-1 swap with Rorowa, just on 1-for-1 swap with Momokke just on the drop zone. Doesn't need to be in your hand.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, but just obviously don't leave him on the field if you know you're fighting prison.
Yeah, because
you cannot call him back. If he gets prison, you cannot call him back. So that is one of the main reasons why this deck honestly is really awkward, because you have such really bad matchup against all the common control matchups. Anything that has like bind or ways to or things that remove units that's not retire just makes this deck even more awkward now, because you now have a non-token unit.
Right.
And he counts himself as a token unit, but obviously
he still goes to the job if he
yeah,
dies.
Yeah.
Okay, last one.
It's Radylina, which is the standard, main win con of this deck, as it's always been, which is that color +1, if you don't have a Momokke token, you create a Momokke token, then you will do the 1-for-1 swap with the grade 2. Then its skill is that when it attacks, you soul +1, and you choose the Momokke token in the same column as it, and you copy that power, and you give that power onto itself. If your Vanguard is a Rorowa partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's quickly go through the grade 1s then. Our grade 1s is very simple. It's just, it's yet again Rorowa, surprise. It's still him, but it's from the right deck. Then we play 3 Mushroom. Mushroom is really you just move to the soul and call 2 plant tokens. Very simple. That's all you really need it for. And then 4 Perfect Guards, because you want to stay alive. You can play Sensitive if you want. You can if you don't want to. It's completely okay. And last but not least, our grade 0s. Our grade 0s, obviously, we still play the original grade 0 Rorowa. Do note that you absolutely have no choice in this matter. You have to play the original grade 0, if not your right line doesn't work. Play 4 heals, 1 of this guy, because over trigger. 3 draws. We don't really need fronts in this deck, so we do need our pieces, so do help us draw it. And then 8 crits.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's gonna wrap up our deck profile for Rorowa, the Interdimensional Thoughts Rorowa. What do you think?
This deck is so bad.
Why?
This deck is so dog shit. It just doesn't. It's just like, I understand what the deck expects me to do. I think I was very excited when this deck originally came out, because I thought, oh god, it feels like such a cohesive upgrade from the original Rorowa. But I realized after that it was cohesive in that it's cohesively bad. It's cohesively just a worse deck than the original Rorowa that we've been struggling with and playing since they gave us Emeralds in DZBT01, except now the Kaya power is even less. You have to wait so long to get all the power. It's just not worth it. The new Momokke is good. The Fire Regardless is even better, but Rorowa himself is just really, really slow.
This feels like one of those end of season protagonist upgrade decks, but in the worst way possible. Like, this is a whole new Rorowa, right? Yeah. But the problem is that it's a whole new Rorowa, so all his support is gone.
It's like not that his support is like the best way to describe it is that it just feels like Jet G. You give up some things, but then you gain other things. It's just that the problem is that the things that you gain, not gonna lie, sort of like don't really make up they don't really do anything. In fact, I'm pretty sure like you gain absolutely nothing by playing this guy.
So what do you see this deck getting in the future to help it? What is the future of this deck then?
I think the future of this deck is that you get a way to put the old Rorowa into the soul, so you can actually use Emeralds.
Did you really think so?
Because I think this is a really good going second, better version of this. It actually feels a lot better going second compared to Viridescent Flash, because once your opponent's grade 3, then all your effect go live.
Right.
But obviously going first, you can't beat Viridescent. Like, there's no way
can't beat Viridescent.
Yeah. So I would prefer if they gave us a way to swap between the two Rorowas, or at least have this guy be treated as the old Rorowa, like have a card that changes his name or gives him an extra name. Cause at this point, unlike Jet G versus Jet G becoming a ZTV focused deck, and oh god, so sorry, and the original Chrono Jet being a time beat focused deck. Now is the two decks are so intertwined to the point where it doesn't even feel like two different decks, but yet they play so differently, and one of them is objectively worse than the other deck. The only sensible advice I give is just play the whole Rorowa. But if you're asking me what I think this version will get, I think you'll probably just get more uses for the soul, because right now we don't really use the soul that much. But so they can increase the ceiling through soul usage or energy usage. I think that would be good.
Turn the soul or energy into a crit, then we can simulate Emeralds.
Oh.
Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Thank you all for going through DZBT06. Let's see what we get DZBT07, right?
Yes, I love Youth Work.